This is one of the highest buildings in Project Zomboid, and I'm currently trapped on top of this very skyscraper. But picture this. For the next month, I'll be trying to survive and scavenge for any resource I can without ever touching the ground floor. Not to mention, but my goal is to find a way off this building and escape the apocalypse. But of course, we have a lot of work before we can get there. So I found myself stranded on the top of what seemed like a skyscraper in LV. Strangely, I had nothing on me except what seemed to be an extraction map and a military-grade walkie-talkie. Upon further inspection, I opened the map that I had in my pockets, and then it directed me to another building not far from the one I was currently stuck on, and there was a little indication marked on my map. Oh, wait a sec. Wait, is that where I'm supposed to go? Is that what that is? Yo, okay, wait, there's a marker over here. It's like not far from where I am. Maybe this would be my chance to escape this place. However, my only problem is actually getting over to this other building. While it would make sense to just run for it and head all the way down my building and then back up the other, my chances of survival are slim to none, considering every floor below me is completely overrun with an unpredictable amount of undead. So for now, we would have to put a pin into this and hope we can find another way to reach the other building. In the meantime, I became curious to see what was just down the stairs leading to the floor below me. So after cautiously making my way down, I found another room. I don't know if this door's unlocked. It's locked. Okay, that door's locked. Unfortunately, the door was locked, but I could certainly hear plenty of other zombies just beyond it. So I opted to just wait for the zombies to do the work for me and bust down the door. In the meantime, I would retrace my steps and head back up to investigate another path. I found another door on the rooftop, and after opening it, it would surprise me with a happy little fellow looking for a hug. I would lure the zombie back away from the door and carefully shove my foot in his face. But after I could evaluate his belongings, a crowd of zombies began making their way up to me. Okay, so there's a little trick I've learned with dealing with large quantities of zombies like this. All I need to do is just kind of bunch them up into a little circle, and I'm gonna try and get them into these corners here and then turn. I love that. So yeah, this is pretty much what I would occupy my time with for quite a while. I also noticed that I had a gun and a little bit of ammo already on me, but I didn't want to use this just yet. I would prefer to save this weapon until I would really need it, since I also have a very limited amount of ammo. But for now, I would just do laps around the rooftop and continue to bait zombies into jumping off the roof. Looks like we're just gonna be doing some circles for a little bit around this building until we can try to thin out the numbers. Now, I will admit I was getting a little greedy because I really wanted to get my hands on one of those duffel bags, and I got a little carried away. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Get up, get up, get up. Okay, we gotta heal. We gotta heal. So I don't know why that just happened. Rip. Hold on, give me some time. Give me some time. Okay. Oh my god. The hell? Why did I let that happen to me? I don't know why I got so greedy there. I thought I could like stomp on them. Okay, so I was no longer messing around and I had to clear this rooftop of all the zombies. And after a handful of times of going in circles around the rooftop and encouraging zombies to jump off, I had finally thinned out their numbers enough to head down one of the stairs. By the way, I just wanted to mention that only 6% of my total viewers are actually subscribed. So I just wanted to ask, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. We are getting so close to reaching 100,000 subs, and I have so much planned for this year, and I don't want you to miss out. Also, if you just subscribed, let me know in the comments below. I read every single one of my comments, and I'll personally thank you myself. All right, back to the video. All right, let's try to head down. And be very careful. Might be some zombies hiding in these little corners here. Let's see if we can manage to loot these cabinets. Oh, there's so much good stuff in here. We need all this. Needle, bags, garbage bags. Oh, okay. I need that hammer. The nails, empty bottle, the lunch bag. Oh, okay, we are a little heavy now though. Okay, we might need to come back. I gotta drop some things upstairs. I found a few tools and resources that would be a great help during this challenge. However, I was getting a little tired and overexerted, so I would take what I could for now and head up to my little spot on the roof. This little space here would keep me safe from the zombies. However, my only way up or down was this very sketchy ladder. Why am I so slow? Look how slow this is. Okay, so I can climb up to the top of this and actually use it as like a bit of like a safe spot from the zombies. You know, I can just come and loot up here and use it as a little bit of a base kind of spot for right now, at least until we have somewhere safe. But anyways, I just unloaded the items in my inventory onto the ground so I wouldn't be over encumbered. So once everything was situated, I went back down the ladder and then decided to sneak my way back downstairs. I wanted to make sure I got everything from those shelves that I could, since I left behind a few key items I would later need. All right, I gotta try and sneak back down again. Oh yes, some bunch of tools in here. Just get all this stuff. I need all this. Why not? Liquid options empty. So try to fill empty bleach bottle. All right, now we have plenty of water just to last us for a little while. I'm gonna bring these upstairs. Things were looking up so far. I had made my return back to my little safe spot atop the roof and would yet again offload everything from my inventory. The sooner I can get my hand on a backpack, the better, because the weight reduction would be extremely helpful. But nonetheless, we had a good amount of starter loot to aid us in taking over this building. So I think it's probably about time we come up with a bit of a game plan, because we've dealt with most of the zombies in the immediate vicinity, and now we need to figure out what we're gonna do. So we are currently stuck on this roof. We have to go to this rooftop here, which has the extraction for us to get out. Now, I could just go all the way down the floors and then up the other building, but that's probably my chances of survival it's unlikely. So we're gonna have to find a different way to do that. Now, I do have the tools I need to build stuff with. So what I do need to do is I need to go down each floor as much as I can without trying to overwhelm myself on zombies, and I have to try to clear the floors and gather the resources that I can from each floor. Maybe instead of going down each floor, maybe we just try to bridge from this rooftop to the other. So yeah, pretty much the plan was to carefully work our way down each floor and clear them of zombies. After I secure each floor, I would need to utilize all the resources available to me on each level. There were tons of different furniture I could dismantle to get their raw materials such as wood and nails, which I could then later use to bridge my way over to the extraction point if I wanted to, or even allow me to access other buildings. So with all this being said, I resumed my plans of clearing out the first floor and would continue luring zombies up the stairs and then encouraging them to jump off the roof. Now, there is something important I should mention. At exactly 10 p.m. every day, this will start something called a purge hour. This will make this challenge even harder by enhancing the zombie senses and turning them into sprinter zombies. So, with that being said, I noticed that I only had a couple hours before the purge would begin. So I quickly and cautiously made my way down the stairs, dispatching any zombies in my way, and then tried to grab some kind of furniture I could use to rest and sleep on. This is when I found a little conference room and picked up a chair and then quickly went to sit it down on my safe space on the rooftop. Afterwards, I would try to use this time I had left before the purge to see if I could secure this floor. Alright, I need to find a way to block off the stairs coming up this floor. I can do that. That would be perfect. Oh, there's a couch here. I grabbed this couch. Oh, a zombie with a backpack. I need you. I gotta be quick. There are sprinters coming. Okay, we have a backpack. We have 43 seconds until we have to get up on that roof. Okay, let's go up. We're getting tired and we're cutting it kind of close. All right, perfect. Now we have a little armchair we can use to sleep on. 14 seconds until the purge starts. So it had officially hit 10 p.m. and I was then alerted by a really loud and eerie sound indicating that every zombie was now a sprinter. Oh my god, that's jump scared the hell out of me. Holy shit, that was so loud. For now, I would need to be careful and I couldn't risk getting down from this rooftop. So for the most part, I would rest upon this roof and collect my thoughts, while also writing some goals on the in-game map to help keep track of things. Sometimes in a game like this one, it's good practice to give yourself clear instructions on what you want to accomplish. Otherwise, you might find yourself aimlessly wandering from one thing to another. Plus, it keeps things interesting. But anyways, after a short while of holding out on this rooftop, I was able to sleep off the night. I know this is like a really peaceful moment and all, but I think I really need to take a shit. Okay, we gotta find a toilet. So yeah, with that being said, I needed to find a toilet and fast. Mostly because I couldn't imagine it would be a good time to soil my own pants. I could only imagine what level of trauma that must do to someone. But anyways, I would begin heading back down to the lower floor and once again clear out any zombies in my path, locating the nearest bathroom. Thankfully, it wasn't much of a hassle, and for the first time in this game, I was able to accomplish something I never knew I would have to. Oh my god. I did it. We took a shit in Zomboid. I've never done that before. After this major personal achievement, I took a bath in the sink, cleaning myself and all my clothing. Then I would begin setting my focus to securing this floor. You see, each and every floor will have some unpredictable amount of zombies tucked away on that level. Any attempt to get down to another level, or even just making a slight sound, can and will attract zombies to my floor. So I needed a way to prevent zombies from making their way up the stairs and taking over my floor. With that in mind, I cleared out a couple zombies outside of the bathroom. I also found a replacement for my backpack, which would give me more storage capacity. And I also found a saw within a set of metal cabinets, which was perfect since it would be important to disassemble more furniture items and help with building. So I then quickly began to disassemble a couple tables I found within a meeting room, and I used the wood to create a floor trap just above the stairs. Perfect timing too, because just as I removed the flooring, a few zombies had made their way up the stairs but couldn't path to me. All right, we've secured this level. Now all we need to do is just kind of clear it up a bit and disassemble everything in it. I also need to try and make a way for me to rappel down there. Truthfully, I think I could just hop over this, but I don't know if it works the same way back, so I'm not going to test it right now. We should be safe now from zombies, and I'm going to just start disassembling a bunch of stuff up here as well. We'll start with this room back here. We could probably even try to bring things down now into this level and turn it into a base. I can also actually get my electrical skill up, which is even better. Not that I need it, but plenty of electrical stuff in here. So now with this first floor secured and finally ours, I would begin by relocating my loot from the top of the roof into this office area. I would also do a little bit of loot management and organizing. Also, thankfully, this office space had a good amount of lunchboxes and discarded bags that contained food in them. So my food reserves would be pretty well stocked for the time being, but I had to be sure to ration it for now. In the meantime, I would begin disassembling any furniture items scattered around this upper floor and then take a short bathroom break before noticing a slight problem. I'm getting a little queasy, and I think it's because there's so many bodies. I do need to do something about the smell in this building. Yeah, if you didn't know, there's a chance that you could get sick from hanging around too many zombie corpses, so I would begin doing my best to clean up the corpses laying around the office. I also could have sworn you were able to throw bodies out windows in the new Build 42 update, or maybe it's just not implemented yet. Plus, the mod that would normally let you do this isn't compatible with this game version. So for now, I just opted for trying to relocate corpses into corners or far sides of the building that I wouldn't spend most of my time near. I also stripped all the bodies of their clothing items, so this way they wouldn't despawn over time. Then I could later tear everything back into rags or thread, which would allow me to work on my tailoring skill. And after a long while of dragging corpses around, I noticed my queasy modal had gone away, which means I'm probably safe for now. Now I could finally return to dismantling everything up on this floor. Later on, I would begin training my tailoring skill. Thankfully, at the start of this run, I found a needle and some thread which I could use. I had ripped up dozens of clothing items I found off corpses and would begin training my tailoring skill until I got to level 1. Okay, so I got my tailoring to level 1. It took a little while, and now I can actually take rags and turn them into thread. This is really good because then I can actually also really get my tailoring skill really high and work up my protection. And I also could use it to make things, and I'm pretty sure I need to make some sheets in order to make some ropes to rappel down. So I'm actually gonna make a couple of these real quickly. There we go. Now we should be able to make a sheet rope. Let's do that. Okay, so now we should have enough to rappel down to the other layer, the other level. But before I do that, I do want to add some patches to my clothing. So I'm going to just make as much thread as I can. Soon enough, I had made quite a few lots of thread and then would use this to add some padding to my clothing using denim strips. This would increase my protection stats just enough to give me a better chance whenever zombies latch onto me. Obviously, this will scale as my skills increase, but this will do for now. I would then later build a fence and attach a sheet rope to it, which would take me down to the lower floor. Okay, all right, I think we have everything we do need on us. I'm gonna drop down. I'm also gonna test if I can jump over this. Okay, I can. Question is, can I get back? Oh, I can. Okay, sick. All right, so that is a bit of a risky one because I can't really see where I'm heading. All right, well, let's give this a shot. Okay, zombie. Oh, thank God for my patches. Thank God I had a patch. That would have been bad. Yeah, it's safe to say the padding I spent a while adding to my clothing had paid off there. But for now, I wanted to find any other optional weapons I could use or craft, since I didn't want to use my hammer and risk breaking it. It looks like they've already broke my sheet, so that's already proved to be not really worth it. Oh my God, that was close. Oh my God, let me up. Oh, holy shit. I might need to do something a little bit different. Now, I will admit this next decision of mine wasn't exactly the smartest. With that being said, I re-added the floor that once allowed zombies to traverse up to this level. Then I would build a fence I could use by stomping on the zombies as they climbed over it and fell onto the ground. Only problem with this was once I committed to it, there was no way to stop it. And I would begin to get a little tired, so I had to take a second to get some rest. Mistakenly, I would leave the staircase unguarded and forgot to remove the flooring again. Oh, hey guys. Shit, this is not good. They're all gonna turn into sprinters soon. Fuck. 38 seconds. I gotta get to that ladder. Oh no, I have 20 seconds to get on that ladder. Climb, climb, climb. Oh my god, I have 15 seconds. I shouldn't have left that open when I went to go rest for a second. That was such a bad mistake. Oh man, now all of them are sprinters. I'm gonna be stuck up on this little roof in the middle of the rain all night. We are so screwed. I'm gonna get sick up on the roof then. I mean, at least we're safe from sprinters right now. That's probably the best case scenario we have for us. Let's try to wait this out. So now that I was stuck up on the roof in the middle of a storm, I had made the mistake to let the zombies reclaim the floor, and now I needed to wait till morning before I could head back down. After 6 a.m., all the zombies returned back to their normal versions and no longer sprint or have enhanced senses. Instead of taking the ladder back down, I opted for just jumping off the roof to the side, so this way I didn't immediately get attacked while climbing down. Jumping off did a little bit of minor damage, but nothing I couldn't come back from. So for now, I would begin clearing out all the zombies on the roof. Oh no, my worst fear is yet to come. I might end up having to shoot myself on this roof. Oh no. I shit myself. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sad now. I'm like super depressed. It just came out. I don't know why it just happened like that. Just when things couldn't get any worse, they did. Now I had to deal with this massive blunder in the meantime. But for now, I would chip away at the hordes of zombies, and after re-clearing the entire floor, I went back down the stairs to try and secure it. But each and every time I tried to disassemble the floor, a zombie would casually interrupt the timed action before I could finish it. Okay, come on, let me disassemble this now, please. No zombies come. No zombies come to me. No, stay down there, please. Don't come up. Oh my lord. Please, 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 stay down there. Stay down there. I give up, bro. I give up. This is so hard. All right, let's just sit up here and rest for a sec. All right, I'm no longer exhausted. All right, can I please get a chance to just take that freaking flooring out? Stay downstairs. Don't come up, please. Come on, we're halfway. We're almost there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! That was just perfect timing. Oh my god. Oh, we finally did it. Okay, we gotta get out of that room. It is horrible in there. I need to wash myself and everything. Oh, that was horrible, man. That one little mistake decided to bring every zombie from the floor below up here. And I can't believe I actually shot myself. Oh no. I gotta wash my jeans. After cleaning myself up and tending to my depression, I began by doing a little bit of base and loot management. I would also relocate all the filing cabinets near to the stairs, so this way I could use them as barricades. That should be all the cabinets for right now. I'm gonna just quickly try something. I'm not so sure if this would even work, but it's worth the shot. So if I were to try and pick up carpet here, it's obviously going to break the carpet and disassemble. Yeah, I can just disassemble the flooring here. Now, this is going to create quite a risky room to be in, so I'm going to try and do this very safely. But I should be able to get some wood this way. So I would begin disassembling the flooring in one of the rooms and removing the carpets. I also noticed there was a 45% chance of the carpet breaking while I try to pick them up, and sometimes it would net me some thread, which I could add to my stockpile. I would also try out this for a little while before getting back to removing the wood flooring. I was hoping I could do this to get more wood and nails after disassembling it. However, I then got a little curious about the floor below me, and I decided I could make a way to rappel down to the lower floor from here. I would also make a wooden ladder just in case, and then decided to get some sleep. Okay, how do I go about placing this ladder here so I can go down? Do I have to be on that level below though? That's the problem. Oh yeah, I do. I think I do. Dang, that's yeah, that's a problem. So what we can try to do is make a way for me to rappel down with some rope. For the love of God, please have no zombies down there. Let's give it a shot. Okay, we got gotta try and loot whatever we can as quick as we can. So now I was on the next floor down, but I had to be careful and quick since I wasn't really sure how many were still hanging around this level. So I quickly looted the kitchen of all its food and then grabbed the TV in the living room and would set it back down upstairs in my base. Let's just drop things off and then head back down. I kinda wanna secure that room down there as quick as I can. So that's pretty much what I aim to do. Again, I wasn't sure if this floor was still overrun by zombies, and it doesn't hurt to be too careful. So I went back down to the lower floor and used the same trick of knocking out the flooring just beside the entrance of the room. Okay, should be safe now. We have this room to ourselves, I think. Yep, I think so. Nice. Okay, so we have a whole another portion of the next floor down to me, and we have all these new like furniture and resources, which is actually gonna be really helpful. Things are coming together. Yeah, so for right now, I would just take a short rest and look back on everything so far. In case you may have forgotten, my goals were to secure each and every floor I possibly could. Then I need to scavenge for all the resources on each floor, which I would probably need if I wanted to bridge my way over to the other building that was marked on my map. It's possible this is where my extraction could be waiting for me. So I had a lot I need to accomplish before I could even manage to make it that far, let alone bridging across to another building. Well, with all this being said, I started salvaging all the furniture items I found on this new floor to get more planks and nails. Then I would also relocate a few bits of furniture items I wanted to personally keep and add to my living area, such as a few cabinets, a bookshelf, a sink, which I was then able to later build a rain collector barrel above for fresh water. I also took the fridge and then rearranged a few things to build some makeshift kitchen area. Later on, I decided it was time to explore the rest of this next level, so I rebuilt the flooring that allowed me to creep through the door leading into the hall. I would slowly make my way around the rest of the floor and take out a couple zombies, but thankfully nothing I couldn't handle. Then I would head to the stairs that would lead to the next floor below and repeat the process to secure the one I was currently on. Let's disassemble this, and done. Nice, now we have this floor secured. Let's go. So what is this? Oh, elevator. Already moving. Oh, we have an elevator. Nice. Okay, so we can use that. Sweet. We have all these resources and things we can use to disassemble with and loot. And then we can start using this to bridge to the other skyscraper. I'm gonna have to grab all the food that is available on this floor too, just before it starts to rot. And I want to put it in my fridge upstairs. Okay, we have an elevator we can use. That's sick. I'm just gonna go ahead and start disassembling all the stuff on this floor, and I'm also gonna move things up to my level above. Now we are set. Things are coming together. Okay, I've pretty much disassembled everything on this floor that I could. I think it's time we now make our way going to the next floor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna prepare this room with some barricades so that I can be ready to take on a group of them if I need to. What I'm gonna do now is just make some little fences and kind of just prepare them in this room. I made some slight adjustments to the layout for the barricades and then would add a couple of filing cabinets along the side for extra defenses. I would then sneak my way down to the next floor, and before I were to continue any further, I should probably grab some extra wood to block off the stairs and secure this floor. So I would quickly run back to my base and grab some planks and then repeat the same process for securing this level. While I did manage to build the wooden floor, dismantling it would be a whole nother story. Each time I began trying to remove the floor, a zombie would make its way up, interrupting me in the process. And of course, I may have ignored the fact that I was becoming a little too tired, and a whole assortment of other bad stuff. So I decided to backpedal up the stairs and return to securing the floor later. However, just like before, the same problem of being interrupted while trying to secure the floor would continue to haunt me. Oh my god. Oh, we're doing like no damage. I need to just quickly take out this floor. Oh no, come on. Right now? You serious? Oh no, bro. Come on. Oh my lord. Fuck, man. Dude, come on. You gotta be kidding me. You just take out that floor down there. Oh, never mind that. Okay, I think those barricades, I think those things are actually screwing me more than they're helping me. Fuck, okay, we gotta get rid of this floor. The sprinters are coming. Please, don't come up the stairs. Stay down there. Okay.
That is so stressful. Maybe we'll just do this. We'll just put them here, and we'll wait until the next day to actually continue this.
In the morning, I would give another try at securing the lower floor. After reinstalling the floor on my level, I would bait a few zombies up the stairs to me and carefully take them out before heading down. Then, now the only challenge was hoping the zombies wouldn't interrupt the timed action for actually disassembling the floor. Again.
You mother... There we go.
What? How? And sure enough, after a while of dealing with a few stragglers here and there, I was finally able to successfully secure the next floor. So for the most part, I would begin searching through each room on this floor and loot anything that could be of value to me, such as food items or any generic tools or supplies that would help me along the way.
Okay, I want to assume that this entire floor that I'm on now is also cleared, which is great. However, I think I'm getting closer to that bridge, which means I'll have access to the other building too. By the time we've claimed both the top 3 floors of both these buildings, we will have everything we possibly need, I think, to start making our way to the extraction point. We're gonna have to do a lot of carpentry work, a lot of dismantling and things, but for right now, I'm just gonna go around each room and just grab whatever I can and bring it back to my stash.
So after dropping off this loot back in my base, I would do some loot management and a few other mundane tasks for a short while before heading back down.
All right, I'm pretty sure this entire floor is cleared. I've just grabbed as much things as I could. I went every single room. I've checked for books, and I've done like a couple loot drops, but I think we've got like remotely everything. And I think now I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I did before and just try to clear this entire floor of all its furniture. And then maybe we'll go down another floor too, and then do the same. But then I want to see how much wood we have and start bridging to the next building. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and start just dismantling everything up here. Okay, I've pretty much disassembled everything on this floor. I'm gonna go take a look and see how much wood we have. And then I do want to maybe give a chance at trying to go to the next floor below me, but I know that it's gonna be the same thing every time, just dealing with zombies quickly pushing me before I have a chance to react. But I'm just gonna take a look here at my resource count, how many planks we have, because we might actually be able to start bridging things. We've got 109 planks. Now let's see, we need to go like 2 buildings across before we can get there. I do need some of this wood though. I can't use it all. I do need some of the wood to actually like fortify the lower levels. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take a few down with me to the next level and make some things.
So I would head down to the next floor, and I noticed some zombies that had begun to pile up on the stairs in front of me. I would take out a few with a spear and then hop over the railing to take a look at what lied just beyond this floor that I currently held control of. And just like I expected, there was a little too much for me to push on and fight, so I repositioned up top the stairs and would try to spear any of the zombies that came up behind me. I would also attempt to rebuild the flooring after the stairs along with a barricade so I could try to use it for quickly baiting and killing the zombies. However, this little decision may have ended up being a big mistake.
Okay. All right, slight problem. This game, bro. I've kind of exposed the floors by accident now, but we need to get somewhere and rest. And it's almost the hour of which zombies turn into sprinters too. So that's just great.
So, just like before, I may have accidentally exposed all the floors leading back up to my base. Now, this was an even bigger issue because I only had a couple hours before every zombie around me would turn into a sprinter. So, I had to be extra careful not to die on this run. So, after taking a short rest and dumping things in my inventory that was weighing me down, I would head back out into the halls and do everything I could to fight off as many zombies as I can.
No. We got bit. It's fine. We have an ampule. As long as it's not on the arm, we're chilling. Man, did they nerf spears or something? What the hell? I need a better weapon, man. I really need to get some better weapons. Okay, handled, but not quite. I need a rest. And I also need to secure my floor. 60 seconds. I have a minute until sprinters are running about. Screw this. I need to give up. I need to camp out on the roof again.
This is so frustrating.
Oh, at least we're safe now. Just in time for the hordes. Well, for the sprinters to pop up.
Well, for the most part, I would wait out the night and sit in my chair I left up on the roof. When the morning came around, I would test going back down the ladder, but I was rudely being camped by a devious little zombie. So I climbed back up the ladder to try and bait it off to the side to allow myself to safely climb back down. Then, for the rest of the day, I would resume my focus towards reclaiming all my floors and killing off the zombies on each level that I could.
Oh, look at them all down here. Come up here, please. Stop going down the stairs. Come up the stairs and navigate up here. Please, come on. Yes, we got boots now. Oh my gosh. Please, make this stop. Please. Just go on the ground and die already. Finally. Oh my lord. Come on, don't come up the stairs. I don't know what it's doing. It's not wanting to come up the stairs. Oh my god. Okay, well, I think we've reclaimed the floors. I need to rest. There's gonna be a lot of them on that lower level because it connects the two buildings together, so they're probably also coming from that second building. I gotta make like a proper funnel for me to like work on killing them because I only have like one layer of defense. I really gotta expand that and make it better. Let's take a rest and we'll start building that.
After resting, I would collect a sizable chunk of my wood supplies and head back to the lower floor. I know I planned on using this to start expanding to other rooftops, but I really needed the wood to make some proper kill boxes for baiting zombies. I've made the same mistake twice, and I need to be more careful. So I would map out a few barricades to encourage zombies to climb and fall over. Then I would use a fridge to block off the empty space around the barricades and rebuild the floor so the zombies can start pathing to me. And after a few started wandering up the stairs, it seemed to be working just as I hoped it would. After waiting a sec to see if any more would make their way up to me, I would head down to the next floor and finally remove the flooring for the next level, securing us a total of 4 floors. We were finally making some serious progress. And not to mention, I was finally on the floor of the building that had a bridge which would take me over to the neighboring skyscraper. I had to be extra careful because I spent a long time trying to clear out the 4 floors of this one building alone. Not to mention, but there's most likely a large amount of zombies still hiding within the other top 4 floors in the next building over. So I slowly inched my way around this new floor and also noticed a second set of stairs that led to a lower office space. I would also take a quick peek down to the other end of the bridge before turning around to investigate the floor of the building I was currently on.
I need to block off that stairs somehow. I need to get more wood. Wait, I should have wood actually. Never mind, I'm good. Yeah. We can do this.
Now, I can't recall if this has always been a thing or recently changed for Build 42, but you can't block off the flooring just in front of the stairs. It just won't let you. So I would unfortunately need to create a 3-tile gap around the landing to the top of the stairs, so I first added the flooring and would begin to remove them. Thankfully, no zombie decided to come up to my level and harass me, and now we had this floor fully secure. Well, minus the bridge leading to the next building over.
Like now we have this floor to ourselves. Well, except for the bridge. That bridge is definitely a way for them to get to me, but we should be fine.
I began making my way across the bridge and would carefully investigate this new floor. It seemed to have a small convenience shop and a bar I could loot for food and alcohol, although I started to hear quite a lot of unsettling amount of zombie groans on the floor above and below me, with the occasional zombie or two making their way to me. I tried to plan out how I could block off the stairs to the lower floor, but it seemed a bit problematic with the way the architecture was laid out. So instead, I just grabbed a few snacks from a couple of shelves, and while I was enjoying a plonky, the sounds of me chowing down to this thing seemed to be loud enough to lure the horde of zombies on the floor below me.
Oh yeah, here they come.
So I would backpedal across the bridge and try to bait them up the stairs to my kill box. It got a little messy and kind of awkward, but thankfully I had it all under control.
Okay, I think we're all right. Oh, okay. Yep, that's a problem. That is a problem. That's a lot of them.
Yeah, so in fact, I had to retreat back upstairs to my kill box. However, before I could even get my footing and safely take them out one by one, they quickly overwhelmed the kill box and all my barricades, and yet again, they had begun to take control from me.
We need to escape. We need to get out of here. This was not designed for this many zombies.
Oh.
They're gonna be turning into sprinters soon. Stay down there, please. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? She's flying. Oh, what the hell, bro? Oh, and I got a laceration. Okay, at least it was only on my left hand and not my right. That would have been way worse if it was my right hand. At least we secured the floor before it was too late. I kind of didn't account for the fact that there's probably still hundreds of zombies on each of these levels that are working their way down. Slight problem there. But you know what? We do have most of that floor cleared. So if we just clear out those groups down there, we'll be fine. I think what I'm going to do now as well is I'm going to actually start bridging. I do want to see where we can get to with the resources we do have.
So with the plan to begin bridging over to the next building, I grabbed some planks and would start building the bridge from the highest point to the rooftop, mostly because the building I needed to get to was another 6 floors higher than the one I was currently on, which is gonna be an issue for us at some point later on, considering I most likely will need to access the rooftop of that building. But like I said, that's a future me problem. For now, I just focus on bridging out towards the other building. I will say I was extremely anxious about this because I was afraid if I was just a little too uncareful, or maybe I just happened to fat finger the wrong key, I would fall to my doom, which we cannot allow that to happen.
Okay, I'm gonna use the walk to key because I cannot trust myself to actually physically walk on this platform. We are both not following the laws of gravity and physics. Oh, it is too dark to work. Okay, we need to go back inside and sleep actually first. Never mind doing that. Just drop wood here. I wonder if it would be worth to also bridge across to that rooftop over there, just so that this way, if I want to, I can lure zombies up and then off the roof like I do with this building. Either way, let's get some sleep.
In the morning, once it was light enough to work outside, I would resume work on expanding the bridge. Now, I know this seems kinda cheesy to bridge across the sky and defy the laws of gravity, but I promise you, I have no other choice. Sure, I could spend the next 50 hours of my life working down each and every floor of this building alone and then clear the streets of thousands of zombies. If I even managed to survive that, I would have to repeat the same process of going up the next building that my extraction seems to be located at. Yeah, honestly, I can't be bothered to put myself through that much mental stress. Plus, I think it's just kind of funny to be bridging across the sky like something out of a SpongeBob episode. Nonetheless, I continued on.
My hammer broke. Luckily, it was only the handle, which I can replace. We need to head back and repair this. So we've gotten pretty much almost to the second building. I'm starting to see the main extraction building in sight now, which is good. But we do have to get some height though. We have to get a few floors up before we can actually go into it, or at least reach the rooftop. But let's go repair my hammer.
So thankfully I had a spare hammer, which is kind of funny because you need a hammer to repair another one. Honestly, this challenge was almost impossible, but somehow we managed. I was able to carve a new handle for my hammer, and once it was fixed, I would take a short lunch break and then clean myself up a bit and do a few minor things like tend to my wounds and patting my clothing. Once all was said and done, I would return to the rooftop and continue to bridge across towards the next building.
We're so close. We're getting there. We need to get more resources though. We're gonna have to go back and actually dismantle things back at the other building now, or even on the floor that I did access, but that means I actually have to kill all those zombies that came up the stairs or down the stairs earlier. So that's gonna be quite a task. Gotta not die now. Came too close too many times.
So for now, the plan was to collect more wood and supplies to continue bridging and or using it to secure more floors. So I would head back down to the floor I recently secured, but I wanted to go across the bridge over to the other building and continue to clear out the zombies over there. With that in mind, I would lure the zombies back across the bridge, and I found that I could just bait them to jumping over the railing into the office area below me.
All right, we have a strat. I can lure them here and then push them off this, but I do have to be careful of this like open flooring right here, obviously. I need to find a sec to rest, so let me just hop in this room.
I took a moment to rest, and afterwards I would spend the next little while taking apart as many furniture items as I could. The same old routine I would repeat time and time again. After clearing and securing a floor, the plan would ultimately be to gut it completely for any usable resource. Yeah, you know, not for nothing, this playstyle is very new to me, and I kind of find some enjoyment in the fact that I'm scavenging for any little bit of supplies to help me progress further. Or maybe I just love to suffer or something, who really knows at this point. But anyways, you know the plan. And once it got closer to the purge hour, I would put things on a halt and head up the elevator back to my base to sleep off the night. And in the morning, I would resume focus towards our goal. At some point, I had fully cleared out every little bit of furniture I could on this floor, but I still had the other building just across the bridge. And occasionally, I would deal with a few zombies here and there, but nothing I couldn't handle. Not to mention, but I really need to get a better weapon. I suppose I could just make spears, but they'll just eat up our wood supply, so I'll put a pin in that for now. Nonetheless, I continued on to the other building. I would loot everything from the convenience store at the entrance, and then begin gutting the bar area just nearby. I would start taking apart all the furniture and then following up with the chairs. I would also do an occasional loot drop off back at base, and then return for more.
we're pretty encumbered. We need to head back to my house because the sprinters are about to start coming. We need to get there in 30 seconds, but that's fine. We got this. There's no one hiding here at the elevator. All right, we're chilling.
Yeah, so I would head back up to base for the night. I still have a few more furniture pieces left in the bar area, but I wanted to give another go at building the bridge for right now. However, for now, I would take things slow and even say screw it and carve a few spears from our wood reserves. Then I would take the edge off of bits and drink some wine before bed and head to sleep.
Oh no, I'm gonna shit myself. I'm gonna shit myself in my sleep. Fuck, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake the fuck up. We gotta go to the toilet. We need to go to the toilet. Hurry, hurry. Toilet, toilet, toilet. Oh. Oh my god, we were so close to shitting myself.
Seriously, I think this is becoming my new favorite mod. And no, I did not wash my hands afterwards. But anyways, I would head back up to my rooftop and continue the bridge project. I would lay each board one by one and slowly advance forward. And eventually, I reached the next building over, but not the one with my possible extraction point. This one had quite the drop from me to its rooftop, and honestly, I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to get down to it. For now, I would just continue bridging until I ran out of planks in my inventory. Then afterwards, I would head back to my base and do a few things with tailoring, more specifically just ripping up old clothing into their raw materials and gathering some thread from rags. Also, because in build 42 they mess up the clean all function for rags, denim, and leather strips, I had to hand wash each and every one individually. I really hope this is fixed at some point. But then I would take some denim strips and fix some of the padding and holes within my clothes. Honestly, I can't tell you how many times this stuff has saved me from a zombie bite, scratch, or whatever. However, after this I would make some sheet ropes which I could then use to maybe rappel down to that rooftop we were passing over before. I would also grab some more planks and then head back to my bridge project. I then started by making a little outlet, or a platform in this case, which I could make a barricade to attach a rope to. However, I think I may have underestimated the amount of sheet rope I would need for this, because after trying to place the rope down, no matter what I did, it just didn't let me build it. So for now, I would just have to come back to this and return to building my bridge. I was almost there. I maybe had a few more planks away from reaching the building I've had my eyes on since the start of this journey. Obviously, this was far from over. I still had a lot I needed to do, and I'm sure getting to that rooftop will be a challenge in itself. But for now, I would head back to base and take a rest for the night to continue this in the morning. Now, when the next morning came around, something had changed. Well, more specifically, the game had updated and ragdolls were just introduced for the first time in Zomboid. However, because of this update, my game save had some slight issues at first, but I noticed a bunch of zombies began respawning in all the floors I had already cleared. So I spent a little while clearing them out once again before focusing on the bridge, mostly because I didn't want any accidents, and I had to be sure each floor was secure. Then, once this was dealt with, I would return to the bridge project.
So what I'm thinking of doing is taking a load of planks over to where my bridge is, my bridge project, and I'm going to build like a bit of a platform there for me to kind of use as a kill box, I guess. Just this way, zombies that come out of that building, if I need to fall back and kill them and whatnot, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just bring some planks over for right now. Start building it.
And with that being said, I would take some planks and head back up to the bridge and continue building. Eventually, I would close in on the building and begin making a large-sized platform. However, of course, just as I was getting into the groove of things, my hammer broke. So yeah, I returned back to base to repair my hammer, and with that minor inconvenience out of the way, I would return to building the platform. At some points, I had also taken some time to make some more sheet rope to try and build a way down to that roof below my bridge, but honestly, I don't know what I was doing wrong. No matter what I did, I couldn't attach a sheet rope to it. Maybe I was just too high above the building, or I still needed more sheet ropes, but I think I would just have to figure this out later. For now, I just continued working on the platform space that will act as my kill box. I will say, building up here definitely gave me constant anxiety, but at least I was safe inside my mind. So I had finished the kill box. Honestly, I'm not sure if this was the most effective design, but it should work. Right. Either way, I would begin luring zombies out of the building over to my kill box. And I will admit, things again were getting slightly out of control.
Alright, slight problem. There's a lot more than I thought there would be. Oh my god, I need to go. Okay, I dropped my spear on accident too. Are they falling? I think some of them are falling. Okay, there's a lot more in that room than I thought there would be. We got this. We can do this. Just very carefully, not fall off the edge, please. I really don't like this. This is really bad. Doing all right. We're doing all right. We got this. We got this. Okay. This kill box is not at all working how I wanted it to. Oh, what the hell? Bro just came around a corner on me. Oh my god. Bro, my neck. We gotta go back home. Good thing I have ampules because I can come back from a bite, but like, what the f, dude? I almost bled out.
Yeah, that was extremely risky. I am honestly lucky to be alive right now. At some point while in that building, a zombie just snuck up on me and got a hold of my neck, leaving a bite mark, nearly causing me to lose half my health and bleeding out. Luckily, I do have some cures I've been stocking up on since the start of this run. In case you don't remember, I have the �W𝐻 mod, which allows me to find cures specifically from rare hazmat zombies. And I mean, like, really rare. Like, I've only seen 2 of these so far out of hundreds of zombies I've come across. But either way, I'll still have to tend to my neck wound and take it easy for a little while. Once I start seeing the effects of the zombie infection, I'll pop one of these ampules to cure myself, but we have time before then. For now, I just went back to base and made some sterilized rags, and would do a little bit of base work, including adding some barricades around the entrance along with a door. It probably isn't needed, but I felt that it gave some sense of security for myself. Then I would stick around base to tend to my neck wound, and it would take the edge off a little bit by downing half a bottle of bourbon. On the morning of the next day, I would do a few things. I had also contemplated if I should go back to finish things at the other building or take some time to rest because of my neck wound. But ultimately, I ended up going because the sooner we can conquer that building, the sooner we can get out of here. Plus, as long as I had a good supply of weapons and medical items, I should be okay. Not to mention, but the sterilized rags I crafted up before should help me heal twice as fast and prevent any infections. Either way, I would return by heading across my bridge and would begin clearing this building. I was determined to see this first floor fully taken. I had been stuck on these rooftops for almost a month now, and I had to get out of this place. And for a while going forward, this was my main goal: clearing out every zombie in my path and taking this building.
Oh yeah, now the spear's getting good. Now we're talking. Whoa, whoa, what the hell? No. Oh my god, bro. Why does it do that? Shoot, we also I think we need to start taking we need to take a poop soon. Alright, zombies, don't mind me. Just gotta take a shit. Alright. We got it, we got it. Okay, nice. We've secured this floor.
After hours and multiple days of fighting and clearing each floor, I was nearly there. I just had one more floor to go. And after checking almost every room on this top floor, I would make my way up to the rooftop.
Oh my god, wait, I just realized I have 40 seconds until sprinters. This is the rooftop I need to be at. Fuck, but I need to go. I need to go back home and get my walkie-talkie and stuff.
I had finally done it. I had finally reached the rooftop to my extraction points. However, I was missing the one thing I needed to get out of here: a military-grade walkie-talkie. Luckily, I had one of these back at my base, which I found on me at the beginning of this journey. Not to mention, but sprinters would be coming within the next hour. So I figured for now, I would head back home to collect my things and get some rest.
Okay, so we have the walkie-talkie. Now I think we just need to head back and see what happens. Can't believe we're actually getting out of here. This has been such a grind, and we've come so close to dying so many times, and it's been a lot of work. But man, look at this place. We've built this big old bridge across the sky over the city. I'm gonna go home. Elevation's good. The signal strength is good. The extraction can be requested. Okay, let's do it. Here with us. Why are there sprinters coming at me? Oh my god. Oh, they're breaking into the door. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh my god. Alright, we have 90 minutes left. Less than 90 minutes. I hear the helicopter. I can hear it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Get onto the fence. Get onto the fence. Use the fence. 10 seconds. 1 minute. Complete extraction. I'm getting out of here.
Is that really you? What are you doing here?
There's no time for that, Brollow. We need to get the hell out of here. All right, boys, take us home.
𝐶𝐳, you have no idea how lonely it's been out here, man.
Trust me, Brollow. I've been talking to a mannequin lately.
You know, 𝐶𝐳, we should go back to Build 41.
Oh, don't you worry, Brollow. That is where we're headed.